Hi Floss Tube, my name's Shell. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. I'm hoping to start making Floss Tube videos because I really enjoy watching them, and I thought I might start with the Know Your Needleworker tag and a little bit of a stitch with me. I'm going to be stitching one of my Mania 2018 starts, which is Bella Hydrangea from Nora Corbett. See you later. Hi everyone, I just wanted to add that I just filmed the stitch with me and I watched it back, and then I've realised that the stitching isn't in the shot at all for most of the video. Neither is the picture that I showed of my working copy of the pattern. So I'm just adding this bit in here to apologise in advance, and I'm hoping to put it in before I actually do the tag and the stitch with me bit, because you're not actually seeing the stitching, but I'm not sure how many people actually watch stitch with me videos all the way through until they get told to just look up here and look up there. I listen to them, but I don't always watch like intensely because I'm usually stitching with you. That's the whole point, isn't it, I suppose? So yeah, I just thought I would show now the little bit of progress that I have made. It's a tiny little bit of skin right there, and a picture of the finished design. I'm doing the one at the bottom, Bella Hydrangea. I may eventually do the one at the top, Bella Rose, but I'm not sure yet. Right, see you in the stitch with me. Bye. Hi everyone, I'm back again. I'm just setting myself up for the Know Your Needleworker tag and doing the skin on Bella Hydrangea. So the first question in the tag, I'm not sure who started it originally, but I know it's been going around for a few years. The first question is, where do you live? And I'll just get myself set up to do this stitch and then I will answer that question. Probably doing 1/1 skin on my first video is probably not the best idea, but it's a small design, so I'm sure if I go wrong I can sort it all out. Yeah, so the answer to the first question is, I live in Nottinghamshire in England, but I also spend half of the year in Skegness on the Lincolnshire coast in our caravans with my partner. We rent out caravans most of the summer and we spend a lot of time up here as well. It's around 2 hours from where our house is, so we don't go back there a lot, but when we do, it's probably only for a few days at a time before we're back up here to see people into caravans and out again. So question 2 is, what do you do for a living? I've just said, like, we rent out the caravans. I also care for my partner because he suffers really bad with anxiety and depression. So I stay at home and make sure that everything's alright, or stay at the caravan and make sure everything's alright with him. And yeah, so I spend a lot of time doing my stitching, especially when he's not feeling very good. I started stitching about 18 years ago, when I was sort of 16, 17. I tried teaching myself when I was a lot younger than that. Me and my sister both did, and failed miserably. But we bought a magazine again when we were a bit older and we decided to try again. Sorry, I'm having trouble putting this stitch in. I don't know why. Question 3. What are your hobbies other than cross stitch? I like to read. I like to listen to music. I haven't read a lot recently because I've been more into stitching. Probably haven't read a good book in a while. So stitching, films. I love a good box set, and I will be binge watching box sets while I'm doing my stitching at night. Question 4 is, do you have any children? No, I don't at the moment, but I have got 8 nieces and nephews that keep me poor, as well as a cross-stitching habit that skints me, but I love it anyway. All your other videos that you all put up, you know, it makes me buy stash. But I did spend all of last year just doing one chart, and I've not quite finished it. I'm almost there, but I just got so to the point with it that I either don't want it to be finished or I just don't want to now, because I'm all sick of the full coverage for a while. So I started on all these small little things, and when I was looking for something to do that wasn't already in my stash and wasn't the one big Tilton Crafts project I was doing, that's when I first came across Floss Tube, which now is costing me an arm and a leg, but it doesn't matter because I'm enjoying it. Question 5 is, do you have any pets? I've got one dog, and we used to have chickens and ducks. We used to have a really big garden, and we used to fill it with chickens and ducks, and they kept trying to burrow under the fences and run away and things like that, and we kept having to find them and bring them back, and it was quite funny to do that. We didn't realise when we set up the chicken house and the run and everything and the little bath and stuff for the ducks that they could decide to burrow under the fences for the garden, and we lived across from a main road, and they kept trying to run across the road. Didn't realise what they were doing. They just thought they were having fun, you know, scraping away at the soil and whatever. The little baby chickens that we had kept getting under the fence. It didn't bring them back again. We haven't got them now because we spend so much time up at the caravan. They're now at my partner's parents' house, but they're enjoying having them. And it's nice to see them when we do go back home. Excuse me. The next question is, what is your favourite movie? I have got quite a lot. I always really liked Con Air and anything with Nicolas Cage in it years ago. He's not as good to me now as what I thought he used to be. I have to admit, at one point I did think, oh yes, if I was going to go for an older man, it'd be somebody who looked like Nicolas Cage, but not now. Everything's changed. I'm more of a Hugh Jackman fan now. Not that I'd ever get to meet him, but if I did, I'd be trying to run away with him. I also like Harry Potter and the Lord of the Rings, that sort of film. I can't even think of a film I've seen recently that I would say particularly like as a favourite, but I do watch a lot of films. The next one is, what is your favourite music? I like all sorts of music, really. I like the musicals. I like the modern pop stuff like Adele and Ed Sheeran and people like that. I like heavy rock and metal, and I've seen bands like Metallica and Iron Maiden and things like that. I've been to rock festivals, I've been to pop festivals, excuse me. Isn't it always typical you get a sore throat when you're talking? When you're trying not to cough and sputter everywhere, that's when you get a sore throat, isn't it? But yeah, I've got a wide variety of taste in music. Next question is, what is your favourite book? One of my favourites is The Other Boleyn Girl by Philippa Gregory. I like most of her books. The film I wasn't so fond of. I think they took quite a bit of things out of it that the book had that, you know, interested me more than the film did. But I like to watch TV series like The White Queen and Rain and things like that. The White Princess, that sort of thing. The next one is, who inspired you to make YouTube videos? I don't know, there's so many. I can't remember who the first one I watched was. When I was looking for something, I was just looking for a new project to do after I'd spent so long doing my Alice versus Almost Alice Tilton craft, and I didn't want to go through all my other stash that I hadn't worked on in a while. I wanted something brand new. And I was looking something up and I came across Floss Tube. I think it was probably Crafty Lisa or Michelle Garrett, one of those. And then I found tons and tons after that. Now I watch Pam and Steph, I watch Priscilla and Chelsea, McKenna. I'm trying to think now. Like, there's so many in my watch later and watch now feed, and if I'm stitching at night, I'm mostly watching Floss Tube. There are so many of you that I really like to watch. And then the last one is, what one word describes you best? Which I really don't know. I would like to say probably caring or considerate or something like that, but really it's one of those questions that I think somebody else should answer for you. You know, somebody who knows you better than you think you know yourself, sort of thing. Like if you asked my partner or a friend of mine, they could tell you something completely different to me. But other than that, I don't know. I'm probably babbling on and not making any sense whatsoever. And I have now realised to myself, this 1/1 skin on this colour fabric, it's a very similar colour to what the fabric is, which is going to be a bit of a nightmare to do. I had thought about doing it 2/2, just to get it done quicker, but I thought no. See, I don't like where in this blue area my stitches don't look nice, and I thought if that happens on the face, I'm going to want to rip the whole thing out anyway, so I might as well do it like this and know that I'll like the finished look. But I don't really know what else to babble on about now. If anyone has any ideas for the video that I may or may not do after, you can write down a comment on a suggestion of a, I don't know, a tag that I could do, or something else that I could talk about, or I might eventually do a whip parade, but at the moment I want to be a bit nervous in front of the camera. I don't know why, because in real life I'm not like that at all. I will speak to anybody and make a conversation about anything. I can usually talk until everyone's sick of listening to me. But yeah, I've got to figure out a way to put the two videos together and somehow edit it all in and see if my 4G signal will actually let me upload the video at all, otherwise nobody will ever even see it. And in that case then I'm talking to myself in the caravan for nothing. And I'm sure I've got people staring at me through the windows thinking, what the hell is that girl doing? But I'm trying to be brave and start doing this, and this is the best way to do it, in an empty caravan, and my partner's in the other one, out of the way so he doesn't laugh at me, because you know if he finds this video he will be laughing at me. Yeah. So I suppose I'll finish there, and I'll double check the counting on this to make sure that I haven't gone too far or not far enough. And that'll be that. So my little bit of progress in these few minutes is that little bit there. And here is what she will look like. It's my working copy. I'm not sure if I'm going to do Bella Rose, but I might do eventually and give it to my grandma. But this one, the bright colours sort of attracted me, and I thought, yeah, I'll do this. I like one. Still got to get the beads for the bits that are missing. Suppose they'll be coming in delivery soon when I order them. So I might have stash. Right, that'll do for now. Bye everyone.